Hello and welcome back. So the garage is getting a little bit tidier. You can see there's a little bit of space on the worktop. Since the last video I've done a few little bits and pieces. I've got the welders now on some carts so they can be moved in and out and around a lot easier. I've hung a little bar up on the wall here just for any clamps and things like that, just to keep all that neat and tidy. Most of the stuff now is all located in the cupboards. I did want to just have that side of the wall of the garage storage, but it looks like I'm going to need a little bit more. So it's on to the other side wall. I've basically cleared off the second wall, painted in behind it, so it's all nice and clean and tidy. I also then got some shelves to fit some storage on. I then made a little sideboard to put a sink on it. So we've got some running water outside now. So that's good. So if I need to clean off my hands, antifreeze oil gets everywhere. So yeah, so it's just down to little bits and pieces now. So I'm just giving the worktop a bit of a varnish just to help seal the worktop. It's going to be a lathe on the top of here, so there might be a little bit of oil and residue coming off, and just a little bit of protection. I've made a little cabinet, or I've actually bought a cabinet that fits all of our gardening bits and pieces in there. So that is all in one place. And yeah, it's all about now just finishing off some little jobs and bits and pieces, just to tidy it all up really, and put all of the spare parts away. Right, so what's the goal of this video? Because I'm waffling a little bit now. So what I would like to do is get the floor done. Now the floor itself isn't actually that bad. It is fairly smooth with just a few high spots. So I'm torn between self-leveling and just giving it a bit of a skim of the high spots and then just painting it. So I guess time will tell. Now what I'm going to do is just chisel away at the ridges, I think, or maybe a grinder, we'll see how it goes. Just smooth them back and then just infill them with a bit of sand and cement before painting. So that's the goal with the floor. So the first thing I'm going to do is empty out underneath this bench, now that it's all put away. And I'm going to prime and paint underneath. Yeah, and then everything can be put back away there and I can do the main section of the floor. So yeah, let's get that moved out and start painting in there. So I've painted now all underneath the cupboards, or the worktop. 2 coats. Took about 4, maybe 5 days to dry. So I have to bear that in mind when I do the main floor. So yeah, that's under there. I did come out a little bit further. I just had a little bit of spare paint, so I just thought I'd use it. You can really see the grooves and cracks with the paint on it. Really shows it up. I'm not going to worry about anything underneath the worktop. That's going to stay as it is. But what I'll do now is get everything that's here back underneath, and then I can work on the main body of the floor. So most of the floor is actually pretty flat. You can see that there's very little sort of dings and dents in there, which I'm fine with. The problem I've got is when it was laid in slabs, and it leaves these ridges running down. And if I come back a little bit, you can see there. And those, although they're not very big, they can catch like trolley jacks and things like that. Right, so I'm just going to go with the hammer drill now, or the chisel on it, and just see if I can run along these joints, take out the worst of all the bumps and the divots, and then I'll go about and fill in the grooves with some sand and cement or something like that, and just try and make it smooth. It might be a little bit wavy, like through the level, but as long as it's relatively smooth, so all like the trolleys at the back here can all slide nice and or roll nice and easily. That's the goal. Right, so let's get this hammer out and see how we go. Right, so yeah, this is going to get very quickly out of hand. So I was trying to just skim the edge off, but I think, well, as you can see, I'm going to start proper chunking away at it. Got the ridge along there to do. So yeah, I'm going to crack on with this, and I'll show you the finished result. Well, they always say it looks worse before it gets better. So yeah, this centre section of the floor here was by far the worst area. You can see I've dug it out quite a bit. Then what I've done is just skim through the channels and the cracks, take all the high spots off. So now it's not going to be perfectly level, but it'll be smooth between the transitions. So I'm more than happy with that. So yeah, that's all done. Right, so now I'm going to go and get some sand and cement and a few bits of materials, and I start filling this in. Right, so with the hole cleaned up a little bit, I've got some like solution just to prep the concrete, sand and cement. I'm just going to go now and just fill this up, and yeah, just get a reasonably smooth floor hopefully. I have going to do some self-leveling as well on some of the smaller areas, but literally just to make it smooth rather than level. So yeah, let me crack on with that now. Right, so holes are filled in, all the cracks have been prepped with a little bit of a binding agent. I'm going to mix up some of this self-leveling and just smear it in now, really, just to try and make a reasonably smooth finish. No idea if it's going to work, so you'll know whether or not to do it yourselves if it doesn't. So yeah, I'm going to get this mixed up and get it filled in. So that is the leveling in. I'm not fully convinced it's going to work, but well, it's done now. So we'll let that dry off and see how it comes out. Now I understand that using a leveling like this isn't what it's meant for, so it is trying to push it a little bit, but oh well, we'll give it a go. We'll see what it looks like. It's going to be better than what it was originally, and once it's painted I think it'll be fine. So yeah, let's just see how it turns out. Right, so finally let's get some paint down. I've swept over, vacuumed it up, got some primer down just to help the paint stick. Let's get this thing all painted up so I can actually start working on some cars again. Right, let's get to it. And there we have it. Workspace is done, floor's painted, the workbench is in, which was the main goal when I started doing this a few months ago. It's been a long old slog, but let's have a little look around, see how it is. So the floor has come out much better than expected. It's covered really well, that paint. You can obviously see where it's been leveled, but overall I'm really happy with how that's come out. It's going to stop the concrete dust, which is the whole point of it. We've got the workbench then, nice working area to do all the odd jobs. We've got some spoilers for a future episode. I do actually work on cars, believe it or not, so we've got that coming up. Yeah, so, and then we've got all the storage down the side. Now there's still a lot of jobs to do, and I still need to like sort out some of these shelves, and there's going to be several games of Tetris along the way, I'm sure. But we've now got a perfectly good usable space, not forgetting of course a working sink, although it's got a few paint brushes in there at the minute, just for obviously where we did the floor, in case it needs any touch up, but I don't think so. So yeah, that's good to have. You can just wash your hands nice and easily and all that kind of stuff. You haven't got to worry about anything else. And making the inside of the house dirty. Right, okay, well thanks for sticking with me for this long. I know it's been months between videos, but it will speed up now. It's this project was a lot bigger than what I first intended it to be. I just wanted a workbench to begin with, and well, we saw how it escalated. Right. Now I've got the space for projects, it's time to get on to the next one. So join me in the next video and I will be sorting out the brakes on the ST. Cheers then.